Good afternoon. On behalf of the Fargo Public Schools and the many surrounding school districts, I extend our greetings in support of the United Way and their efforts to assist us in providing the needs for all of our students and the resources for those students in need. You know, the United Way is the epicenter of a community engagement by supporting so many vital programs in the Cass and Clay communities. Through their support, they become the conduit of a connected society where a building of trust relationships between organizations and individuals improves the greater good of the community. United Way's mission states this: we connect people to people, needs to resources, experts to advocates to improve the lives and advance the common good throughout the Cass and Clay communities. You know, long-term sustainability of healthy communities is contingent upon those social connections of its citizens. By working together, we can make a difference in the lives of our greatest resource, the youth of our community. Investing in our youth will help prepare them to be successfully engaged in their education, their community, and in their greater life. We know that poverty is something that we have right here in our community, and that schools are a reflection of our community. The socioeconomic struggles of families that families endure provided extraordinary challenges for school-age children. As the superintendent of the Fargo Public Schools, I'm concerned that 1 out of 3 students in North Dakota are living in poverty. That means a family of 4 is living on about $23,550 per year. We know that living at near poverty is an important factor in a child's academic success. What's concerning for me as an educator is that low-income students, and especially low-income first-generation students, often report lower educational aspirations than their peers as early as 8th grade. To combat this problem, United Way is supporting programs like Upward Bound, which provides children who come from families where no one has been to college and gives them the experience of living on campus and interacting with the higher education system. Upward Bound builds confidence and offers children a glimpse of what's possible if they work hard in the classroom. This is one of the many ways United Way is offering our kids hope, and it's why I proudly support United Way. When economically disadvantaged students do better, we all do better. You know, I often say, I hope things will get better. But you know, the more I think about that, it's a false sense of security, because unless we do something about it, it won't get better. This false sense of security oftentimes places us into the state of paralysis when changing the current status quo becomes a real challenge. So what is it we want to do different? What is it that we will do? I want to spend a moment talking to you about a student named Joe. In my prior position as a high school principal, young Joe came along one day as a 9th grader, and he had all the energy of a 9th grader directed in the wrong ways. Joe would get into trouble. Joe was disconnected from school. Joe came from a family background that really did not have the resources to support him in his education and in his growth as a young man. Nobody in his family had ever graduated from high school. Nobody. And so they were locked in what we call intergenerational closure. Year after year, generation after generation, the same feeling, the same types of things that went on for Joe and his family. Joe also had to support the family because his mother had cancer, and Joe had other siblings. And so he was also taking care of the home. So what did we do to make a difference for Joe? Well, we surrounded Joe with the supports he needed. We connected him with community agencies that could give them the support at the family. We connected him with people in the school who could provide that social capital circle around Joe so that he could be more successful. So each year, Joe would continue to come to school, and he would continue to be successful, but there were always setbacks. And after 4 years in high school, Joe was sitting in my office a week before graduation, and he had just skipped a whole week of school. And I looked at Joe and I said, Joe, when are you ever going to learn that your actions you need to be responsible for? Joe, you are not going to graduate this year. And he sat there and he looked and his head went down. I said, but here's the deal. We're not going to quit. I said, this summer, you're going to go to summer school, and you're going to call me every day and let me know where you're at, what you're doing, and how things are going at home. We're going to connect you with resources in our community to make sure that you have the things to take care of things at home. And you're going to come back next year, and you're going to enroll in a full year of school, and you're going to go through the whole year and then graduate. Well, Joe came to summer school. He stayed connected. He called. He showed up for first day of school that year. We connected him with other at-risk students because he really wanted to work with them and let them know that if you do these things, you put yourself in a critical state. So throughout the year, he actually became a leader in the school. And by the time we got to the end of the year, he was sitting in my office, and we were talking about graduation, and he said, you know, he says, I've been here for 5 years, and you have that shirt that kids get when they do something good, and it's called I Got Knighted. And he says, I have never gotten one of those shirts. And I said, well, Joe, I said, you get to the stage, I'll get you a shirt. And so lo and behold, a couple weeks later, we walked across graduation. Here came Joe. And just as he got up the stage, I turned around, I grabbed that t-shirt and I gave it to him. And he held that up and he walked across the stage. The first student of that family to ever graduate. And so what Joe did was he was able to break the cycle, that cycle that families get caught into. Well, long story short, today Joe's 23. He's married, he has a daughter, and he's gainfully employed. So what has that taught us? It teaches us this: we never quit. We never quit on anybody. But in order to get it done, we need to provide the resources for those families and for those students so that they can be supported and make sure that they can get it done in school so that we can graduate them. So it's a great story, and it's a story that I live by now as a superintendent. As I look across all of the students that come to us in our schools and look at who is it that is in that group that is going to need this support. And without agencies like United Way and all the other resources that are provided through the different organizations that they support, we couldn't get it done. So how specifically has United Way made a difference for us in the Fargo Public Schools? Well, number one, you know, there's a school supply drive. It provides needed materials for thousands of students in the Fargo-Moorhead metro area. It makes a difference not only in being better prepared, but it also provides a student to have a better self-worth or self-efficacy. We know that when kids feel good about going to that first day of school, they're going to perform better in school. And when those kids come to school with the resources they need, they're on par with everybody else. And we know that makes a difference. Secondly, United Way provides resources for after-school tutoring programs. We know that when students struggle in school, they need to spend more time on the issues that they have with reading and comprehension and all those types of things that really causes them to struggle. Without additional resources, we wouldn't be able to provide some of those programs. United Way has supported us in providing more tutorial programs so that our students can have those extra experiences and really move themselves from that grade level behind to that grade level ahead. And so that's really important to us. Thirdly, we know that starting early makes a difference. This year, United Way is supporting our Even Start program. Our Even Start program is an early childhood program for socioeconomic families, low socioeconomic families, with kids ages 3 and 4. Through the support from the United Way, we're able to allow more families to participate in the program. We have a waiting list of over 150 students. This year, through that support and some other supports that we have received, we're able to make that list smaller, but we still have the need. Students who get an early start in school, we know, are better prepared for kindergarten. The evidence is clear that students have a great start to their education, remain at or above grade level for the duration of their academic career. By doing so, they are better prepared for life after school, after high school, college, and for a career. Finally, what I want to say to you about United Way is they are crafting a new way of working collaboratively with educators in our region to improve consistency and sustainability of the programs they support. Sustainability is the single greatest factor of us being able to make a difference. If we cannot sustain the things that we do to assist our most needy students, there will be students who will not be served. And that is the key. So here's what I want to say to you. I will be the one to ensure that all students have access to a great education. However, what I also say to you is to achieve that goal, I need your help. It takes all of us to get it done. Schools partnering with agencies like the United Way make a difference in the opportunities afforded to our neediest students. Without the support, we cannot succeed in ensuring that every child will develop into a successful and participating member of our community. I ask that you be the one to make a difference in the life of a young child by supporting our schools and the efforts of the United Way of Cass Clay. Thank you.